So this is TechDisc every day, days 2 and 3. I did record myself yesterday, but I didn't get around to recording a commentary for it. So I'm going to skip yesterday and add it in today as well. So yesterday I was feeling a bit sore, and I remember also feeling a bit rushed as well. And basically, it was exactly the same day as the first day, where I struggled to find like the flat angle, and so I got like a nice workout in, but it wasn't anything special. It wasn't very good at all. So onto today, I was feeling even more sore than yesterday. I could really feel some tightness in my hips. And this made me sort of decide to go slow, which might have been a good idea. So today I think I found the flat angle a lot better due to, first of all, going a bit slower. And second of all, like right before the session started, I had the idea to change the focus a little bit on my body. So there is like this moment of turning the hips, which is initiated by the back foot driving into the floor. And that's actually something I tried to focus on a bit more, because I watched some slow-mo footage of the pro players doing their drives, and I could really tell, like, before anything happens, the hips are moving. And before the hips move, of course, there's push through the back leg, stabilization through the front leg. So before there's the reach back stage. So the disc is back, and before the disc starts moving to the front, there is movement in the hips, and like a sort of whip, like a coil. Then all of a sudden there's this explosion, chain reaction that reaches forward. So that's what I was trying to do all day, or just during this second or third session. And I'm noticing, I sort of noticed that there is like a lot of upper body pulling in my forearm, like pulling with the arm, which shouldn't be necessary. Not too much anyway, not at the level I'm at. So this was my focus. And I have to say, you can't really tell too much, but you can, I found there are less extreme hyzer angles popping up, so I don't think I've went over 10-degree hyzer today more than once or twice, and most of the drives were like between 1 and 5 and 1 and 7. Here's a little close-up of my TechDisc. I have the fairway driver version. I did not want to buy a distance driver version simply because of my level. So I'd train with something a little bit more appropriate for my arm speed. And if I'm honest, I could have also gotten the mid-range, but I think I throw mid-ranges pretty well. So I thought that the fairway driver was like a smart decision. I think it's a Discraft Undertaker. And it's a pretty nice disc. It basically reminds me of with like the evader from Dynamic Discs. I like that disc. Sort of similar feel in the hand. Plastic is a little bit tackier, but yeah, it's pretty nice. So here I am. I'm just getting a sweat going, and I'm feeling pretty good. So this throw has a nice S shape, but that is of course because of the negative hyzer angle. So I hope in the future I can start throwing a bit more precise, a little bit nose down, a little bit more upward launch to get those really natural S shapes. At least in the flight path graph, I find it a lot easier to get an S shape flight in real life than with the TechDisc. So I'm taking like the flight path with a little bit of a grain of salt, but I guess we'll see what happens when I finally get out on the course again. So I still have like this really like pirouette finish to my throws, like I've just done a trick or something, like ta-da. Guess I don't really see the pros doing that, but yeah, it feels a lot more controlled than the day one and also day two, where I'm actually just trying to, or at least it doesn't feel like I'm falling over anymore. Now, I've noticed like the body feel, like in my hips and thighs feel very stiff. So I've done some stretching and some warming up before this session, and I hope, and this is like something I'm going to run into if I do this every day. There are going to be days that I feel better, more rested, and there are going to be days that I feel sore and I feel bad. And I think it's just going to be a matter of feeling my body and just slowing down when necessary. And I've also like contemplated, like, what if I get like sore elbow or sore hands or sore wrists or something? Does it not happen? Has not happened yet. I've been like doing this for like a week before I started recording. And then I just figure I'll spend those days when it's like painful. I'll still do TechDisc, but I'll try to work on some kind of forehand form. I don't have a forehand. I'd like to have a forehand a little bit. Like, if I could get like a reliable 50 meters on the forehand for both hands, and I'll be very happy. Why? Because sometimes you're scrambling, you're behind a tree, you just need to reach out a bit, and with the backhand, that can be like a pretty bad thing, or a pretty bad thing. You can like really have to do a pad and pending and have less control. And if you have like a forehand, you can at least look at where you're throwing. So that's going to be a pretty good thing, I think. But I'm not really fussing about that. It's not a priority. The main priority right now is to learn to throw flat. When I'm satisfied with throwing flat, learn to throw at a 5-degree hyzer angle, then learn to throw at a 10-degree hyzer angle and a negative 5-degree hyzer angle on command, like switching it up as well. And when I get those things like ready, like smooth, my next focus is going to be the nose angle and the launch angle. So I just want to be able to get that negative nose angle anytime I need it, anytime I want it. I know there are situations when you need to, or when it's good to throw a little bit of nose up so it stalls a little bit and just fades a little bit quicker. But I currently have little control about it, of it. So that would be a nice thing. So that was it for today. And we're moving on. We're keeping going. I'm pretty satisfied. All right. Later.
4 degrees Anheuser. 0 degrees nose up. (82, 6 kilometers per hour). 6, 4 degrees hyzer. 2, 7 degrees nose up. (88 kilometers per hour). 0, 1 degrees hyzer. 6, 9 degrees nose up. (82, 5 kilometers per hour). 2, 8 degrees hyzer. 5, 9 degrees nose up. (76, 9 kilometers per hour). 6, 4 degrees hyzer. 10, 9 degrees nose up. 73, 1 kilometer per hour. 13, 4 degrees hyzer. 5, 4 degrees nose up. (85 kilometers per hour). 5, 1 degrees Anheuser. 4, 9 degrees nose up. (73, 9 kilometers per hour. 6, 4 degrees hyzer. 2, 1 degrees nose up. 79, 5 kilometers per hour. 7, 0 degrees Anheuser. 2, 4 degrees nose up. 77, 1 kilometer per hour. 9, 0 degrees Anheuser. 3, 8 degrees nose up. 77, 6 kilometers per hour. 0, 2 degrees Anheuser. 2, 1 degrees nose up. 77, 1 kilometer per hour. 5, 6 degrees Anheuser. 4, 1 degrees nose up. 79, 9 kilometers per hour. 6, 7 degrees Anheuser. 7, 6 degrees nose up. 82, 6 kilometers per hour. 4, 6 degrees Heiser. 2, 4 degrees nose up. 82, 7 kilometers per hour. 5, 4 degrees Heiser. 4, 1 degrees nose up. 82, 2 kilometers per hour. 7, 4 degrees Anheuser. 4, 1 degrees nose up. 69, 1 kilometer per hour. 0, 3 degrees Heiser. 4, 5 degrees nose up. 69, 0 kilometers per hour. 2, 9 degrees Heiser. 4, 8 degrees nose up.